Hello and welcome, this is Rooflemonger, and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate has been out now for a few days. The game came out on Friday, and as of the time it's recording it is Monday, so it's been out for about 3 days, and I've been playing it pretty hardcore. So I am very much a core FGC guy. I've played everything from, your Mortal Kombat to your Street Fighters, your Tekkens to your Virtual Fighters, even your Primal Rages to your Bloody Roars, right? But what I have never really played is Smash. The most Smash experience I had before this Friday was my cousin rented the original Smash game for the N64. I played over the course of a weekend and I did a lot of this. Specifically, I picked Pikachu and I shot lightning a lot. That's all I knew. So effectively, I've had zero Smash experience, to say the least. And I know quite a few people are interested in seeing what a lot of the more core FGC people's opinions of Smash are, because I'm certainly not the only core FGC member that is trying out the Smash for the first time, basically. I've seen a lot of people over a lot of different games. This seems like a good fresh start for Smash. Considering it's on a system people actually own, unlike the Wii U, right? And a lot of people don't want to go play Melee, because that's old, man. Like, come on. That's just the truth, right? So yeah, it's a fresh start for a lot of people, and I just want to give my opinions as a core FGC player on Smash itself. So over the course of this video, I'm just going to be going over things as a more traditional fighting game player, the things I like about Smash Ultimate so far, and the things I find a little frustrating / just outright kind of don't like, because it is a little bit of a mixed bag. Overall, I'm going to tell you now I am having a positive experience, but it's not all perfect, as we'll go over. Now, one thing I want to say is, in my time playing this, even though it has been limited, because it's only been a few days, I have been playing really hardcore over the weekend, is I now fully appreciate why there's kind of very little overlap between the Smash and the greater FGC, because this game feels like alien to me, straight up. Like, a lot of concepts, like, kind of carry over, like, I've been mostly playing Simon Belmont, for example, and, like, for Simon, I'm alright at, like, spacing my buttons and all that, like, just, proper, like, spacing out, that stuff makes sense. But just like the movement, the whole ledge stuff, all that kind of stuff, it just makes me appreciate, why there is just not as much crossover over the years, as you think there might be, because it is just such a different beast than a regular fighting game. I'm not going to be that guy saying, haha, herder, Smash not a fighting game, but yeah, it's just such a different thing. It's almost like if you are watching this video, I assume you speak the English language, and you can read it just fine as well. But it's like you speak English fine, and someone gives you a book from like 12th century English or something, and it's still like, it is English, but you're going to have a very hard time deciphering what it is. It's a big culture shock is what I'm trying to get across, I suppose. As just a lot of what I know and a lot of what carries over, because like you learn stuff in Mortal Kombat, it can apply to Dead or Alive. You learn stuff in Dead or Alive, it can apply to Street Fighter. You learn stuff in Street Fighter, it can apply to Tekken, right? I don't find much of what I know about fighting games as a whole, other than some of the very baby basics, actually applies to Smash. So it's definitely a very big learning experience as a whole, because I basically feel like I'm starting at the bottom of the ladder learning, versus most any other given fighting game, I'm already basically near the top of the ladder on day one. So let's just start about the stuff I actually quite like about the game. First off, and before anything, I know it's not gameplay related, but the game's just super visually satisfying. Like when you get a dude and like you crank them and they just go flying, that's a real feel-good feeling. That feels pretty cool. Just send a dude just dunked off the screen. I like that quite a bit. Not gameplay related in any way, shape, or form, but still, it is really fun. Now, onto a more character-specific thing, I'm actually a really big fan of Simon Belmont here. I don't have everyone unlocked, which we'll talk about later in the negative section, I guess. But of the people I do have unlocked, I love Simon Belmont. Like, he's basically everything I like in a fighting game character, period. Well, I wouldn't necessarily classify him as a zoner. Like, he's basically got good harassment and frustration options, on top of having, very good options himself for, like, range, especially the fact that he can, like, angle his attacks while he's in the air. So if I jump, I can do it straight here, I can do it up forward, or I can do it down forward. Just like that kind of stuff here. I find that all very interesting. I'm not very good with them. Like, I'm not good at this game at all right now. I'll be the first to admit it, right? Oh my god, this stage is getting crazy. But I do find he's probably my character. I obviously need to play around a lot more. But just like, I like the jumping around, whipping stuff here, like just keeping people at bay while frustrating them with the boomerang and the axe and the holy water and all that kind of stuff. I do find him very, very fun to play. Now, another thing I'm a big fan of, and this one's a bit subjective, because maybe I'm just not good enough to figure it out, but I actually quite like the netcode. I was terrified of the netcode, to be honest with you. Switch obviously being a primarily Wi-Fi console. I did get my LAN adapter, but it doesn't matter if, the other guy didn't get his LAN adapter, right? But all things being equal, I did have a couple laggy matches, yes. But all things being equal, I found it eminently playable. Now, once again, I'm not good at the game yet. I just might be, like, not good enough to tell if the input delay is, like, extra, cranky or something. I can tell when it's, like, really rotten, but it hasn't been too often. But all in all, I think it feels pretty good. But once again, if you're a longtime Smash player, you certainly know better than I do on this matter. But at least for me, outsider, trying it for the first time, I basically could do everything I want to do when I want to do it. So it felt pretty good to me. Another thing I'm a big fan of, and I guess this is another fluffy one to be honest with you, but I just love the attention to detail and stuff, like a lot of characters, but in particular, I'm a massive fan of the Bayonetta series, and just like seeing Bayonetta here, like all the Wicked Weaves look like $1,000,000, like that looks super cool, everything's just accurately represented to, the game basically, right? And this is, ideally what Smash has always wanted to do anyways, so it works out just fine in that regard. I can do a little baby combo stuff here. Not very good at it yet, as you can see. I still got a lot to learn, but yeah, I just love this kind of stuff as well. Now, I'm just going to mention here some of my gripes on this game now. Now, keep in mind, once again, I have never really played Smash before. This is my first attempt. I have played basically every other fighting game under the sun, but Smash is not, one I'm familiar with. So for those of you watching who might be, big Smash players, and this is all normal to you, it's not normal to me, all right? And the first one, and this is the big one, is, man, oh man, why do I have to play on the analog? So I'm using a Switch Pro controller right now, as you can see here. I don't like the GameCube controller one lick. And why can't I use the D-pad? Like, the D-pad basically has to be taunts. As a fighting game player and someone teaches people to play fighting games, generally speaking, if someone's playing on pad and they tell me they're using analog sticks, the first thing I tell them is to stop using the analog sticks because they add imprecision to your movement and your motions. And that's a big one for me. As we mentioned here, I do like Simon Belmont quite a bit here. And Simon, one of his things I like is he can angle his whips, right? And granted, I'll be the first to admit I'm bad at this whole ledge game stuff. This is something I gotta figure out, right? But I try to hit someone here and try to hit him with an angled whip attack, and all of a sudden I do this instead and dive to my death because I was like just the tiniest pixel off on the analog stick. So instead of getting a down forward input, it gave me a down input and I die. That's impossibly frustrating, to be brutally honest with you guys. And this would not be an issue if I can use the D-pad to move around. Now, I understand there is some analog movement into the game here, which is also, I've kind of mostly gotten used to it. So to run, I have to like really crank the analog stick. And if I do anything less than crank it, I start walking instead. I've kind of gotten used to that. Although, I still find that frustrating too, because I have to hit the analog stick a lot harder than I normally would be so inclined to hit it, just to make sure I run. Versus before, it basically felt like a dice roll if I would walk or run. So I mostly got over that, but I still not like it. But to me, like, I have the tilt control set to the right stick here, as many people told me to, because I find tilt controls on the stick as they are, like, I can get it a bit here, but I still find that unreliable. But yeah, I don't want analog controls. I don't really see the point of walking when you could run in this game. I'm sure there must be a reason, like, once again, this is just my experience talking. But all in all, I find the fact that I'm stuck on the analog very frustrating, especially because the character I so far like to play, the fact that, like, right there, that was supposed to be a down forward input. That was not for show. That was just a legit screw up here. I'm doing it the same way each time, but once again, there we go. I flick it. Sometimes it gives me a down input because I'm just like ever so slightly off on the flick. And it's just very, very, very frustrating. Now, besides that, now I'll be the first to admit here, I don't know all the mechanics, but I know what I know so far. And one of them's the short hop. So it doesn't take a genius, even though I don't know Smash for one lick. To change your jump height is important in every single fighting game that offers it to you, and I know it's no different in Smash. And so my understanding is the short hop window is 3 frames, and that seems needlessly strict. Like as here, for the most part, got it. But a lot of short hop offense, like, you know, I want to do stuff like this, right? And once again, there's that analog issue we just talked about. Because I just want to fight at the edge of my whip, because that makes sense to me. Maybe this isn't the right way to play Simon in the end, but once again, I'm just a complete beginner in Smash, right? So, short hop, oh my god, once again, the analog thing I'm talking about right there. Short hops into whip attacks seem like the right idea. And the window is just unreasonably short. Like, you can easily double it and it would not be an issue. Like, I know there's the shortcut of jump and attack, and that, honestly, actually for Simon seems mostly fine, but definitely isn't the case for a lot of characters, where they actually want to get most of their short hop done with before they actually want to commit to the attack. And yeah, just for a game, it just seems unreasonably strict. I don't see the value in it being a 3-frame window. It could easily be like a 6-frame window, and, you know, you hold it to get your full jump just the same here. I just don't really see the value in it, and I'm sure once you're incredibly comfortable with the game, maybe it's not an issue, but as someone who isn't, in the heat of the match, I easily might hold it for 1 frame longer than I might, because, you know, I'm freaking out because someone's getting on my rear end, right? And then I get a regular jump, and then kind of ruined my potential momentum, and that, I don't know, it just seems like a very bad decision, honestly. Next point, I'll just say super quick, I don't think anyone's going to disagree with me. Character unlocking sucks. I've got a fair bit of time in the game now. I still don't have all the characters. Like, I was told I might like Palutena. I have no idea what Palutena plays like because I don't have her unlocked. I don't want to do the grinding stuff because that just feels like a giant waste of my time when I could actually be learning how to play the game. I know I'll get everyone eventually, but yeah. Character unlock sucks. Like, I don't mind if it's just like you can unlock the boss or something, right? But when you start with only a handful of characters and you gotta unlock like what, 68 more characters? That's pretty annoying. Now, another one, and I don't think anyone's going to really disagree with this one, is the online sucks. The net code is good, at least in my opinion. But the online here, we have this whole preferred rule thing here. So this is what I was told to set it to here. So one-on-one stock, 3 stocks, 5-minute hits, hazards off. This was recommended to me, and that seems about in line with what I know about Smash. And, you know, hey, okay, awesome. And I go to solo, and I literally dice roll if I actually get the match I want or not. Because I may be stuck in like a 4-person free-for-all when I'm trying to learn how the game actually works. So, yeah, this is just really backwards. Like, Nintendo, the joke's always been Nintendo don't get online. But if you're trying to make a serious fighting game and I can't even choose, like, the match I want to play? Like, I can influence the match I want to play, I guess, but I can't actually choose it? Man, oh man, like, I hope this gets patched out or something. Even at the Elite Smash level, which I'm not at yet because I haven't played online enough, but even on the Elite Smash level, you still get randomly, like, FFAs and stuff. Like, that's just completely backwards. Alright, so if you made it through that last part, it's not all doom and gloom. I do have some frustrations, obviously, but, you know, a lot of that comes from, you know, just, hey, this is all new to me. My 20-plus years of playing more traditional fighting games, I do find, you know, not a lot of it carries over, if, you know, at all, really. I basically just feel like I'm starting completely fresh, you know, and other than the most basic concepts like spacing and stuff, I don't feel that really anything at all carries over. And it's just a pretty alien experience all in all. But I am having fun. I am plugging away. I'm going to keep at it. Definitely not going to be no Smash Pro anytime soon. But yeah, so far, that's where I'm at. It's definitely a mixed experience, I'd say, so far. I can see why a lot of people like this game. But I can also see, once again, you know, why there's very little overlap between the Smash and the Raider FGC, because they're just such fully and completely different things. Anyways, that's it for me. Thanks for bearing through me, just, you know, kind of rambling a bit, because I know I ramble. I'm sorry about that. But that's it for this video. So thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well. Go out and play some Smash.